Hey everyone! So this is going to be a what sold video from June 5th through the 11th. And spoiler alert, it's kind of short, but the next week really picks up and I had some really good sales from the 12th, the week of the 12th. So let's go ahead and get started and I will show you guys what sold this last week, June 5th through 11th. All right, so I did have a few no sales days, but to start off June 5th, I sold 4 items. First was this Nasty Gal heart print cropped top. It sold for $20. My cost of goods was $2.72 at a grad sale, and so my profit ended up being $13.28, and this sold really quickly. It sold in 2 days. I don't find a whole lot of Nasty Gal items in my area, but this was a plus size item, and so I think that's what helped it sell really quickly. Next, I sold this Athleta blue Wicket Wader swim cover-up dress thing. It sold for $33. My cost of goods was $4.50 at a Thrift Giant store, and my profit ended up being $21.90, and it sold the same day I listed it. So it was a really quick flip, and this was actually like 8 years old. I mean, I think it was from like 2013, 2014. So definitely since it was swim, I think that helped, but I did have quite a few likes on this item. So if you have any Athleta, Lululemon, any of that kind of swimwear or cover up type items, I would suggest listing them. Next, I sold this blue, black, and red cardigan. It was super cute. I sold it for $20. My cost of goods was free. I want to say this came in maybe in a bag of stuff from a local reseller friend or from an next door pickup. I cannot remember, but it gave me $16 in profit and it sold in 2 days. Last thing I sold on the 5th was this pair of, or one item of Ray-Ban black hard shell case. It was for glasses or sunglasses. This I found in the Dallas bins. I will link the video up here, but I found a whole lot of sunglasses and glasses cases and I picked up a few. So this sold for $10. Like I said, most in that video, most of the cases I didn't expect to sell for more than 8 or 10, but it sold for $10. My cost of goods was only 95 cents at the bins, like I mentioned, and so my profit ended up being $6.10, but it only took 3 days to sell, so I was totally happy with that profit. June 6th, I sold 4 items and 2 of those items were in a bundle. So that bundle consisted of 2 pairs of 7 jeans. First pair was this pair of light wash faded jeans. I purchased these at a garage sale and it took 5 days to sell. And the second pair was a pair of 7 capri jeans. I also picked those up at the same garage sale and they sold in 9 days. It took me just a few extra days to list them than the other pair. But together they sold for $30. My cost of goods together was $5. So my profit was $19. Now, unless it was the 7 Melissa McCarthy collab, I would not pick that up, this brand up typically in a thrift store, but at a garage sale, it was a pretty good average cost of goods that day. The other 2 items that sold, first item was this Athleta pink Pacifica top. I had this for a little bit, and I think it took me a little bit to list, but I sold it for $21. My cost of goods was $4.98. I got it at a local Habitat for Humanity resale store, and so my profit ended up being $11.82, and it took 24 days to sell. And then I sold this American Eagle super low pair of jeggings. Now, I don't remember why I picked these up. I think they were just at the bins. I think I took them to Plato's and they didn't take them, something like that. They were like size 0. They were super low rise. I listed them anyway. It did take quite a bit of time to sell, but I finally got an offer of $14. I accepted it. My cost of goods was only $1.27 at the bins, so my profit was $9.78, but it did take 157 days to sell. June 7th, I sold 2 items. First was this Lululemon two-toned blue No Limits tank top. It sold for $24. My cost of goods was $2.72 at a garage sale, and so my profit ended up being $16.48, which is great for a tank top, I think. And it sold in 17 days, so really quick flip. And then the next item was this North Face gray short sleeve tee. I had actually had this for a while and I relisted it and it finally sold. So it sold for $15. My cost of goods was $1.84 at a garage sale, and so my profit ended up being $10.16, and it took 133 days to sell. June 8th, I unfortunately had no sales that day, but the 9th, I had 2 items sell. First was this pair of Nike Kevin Durant 10 tennis shoes. Now I picked these up at Goodwill and I did pay up for them. I did not realize they had a lot of wear on the bottom. A couple like chunks were missing. So I did take a decently low offer, but I still made a good profit. They sold for $30. I paid $9.99 at a Goodwill, but my profit still ended up being $14.01, and it sold in 64 days, so a pretty decent amount of time to sell. I also sold this Kalia pair of floral energized 7/8 length leggings. They sold for $21. My cost of goods were $7.99 at a Goodwill. So my profit ended up being $8.81, and it sold in 1 day. If I remember correctly, this pair was gorgeous. I mean, totally cute. And if it was my size, I would have kept it. June 10th, I sold 1 item, and it was this Coogee chambray button-up top. It sold for $20. My cost of goods was 94 cents at the bins, and so my profit ended up being $15.03, and it sold in 13 days. I don't really, low ratings don't bother me much, but this one kind of did because everything from the bins I wash. I make sure that it's clean, no stains. If there is, I list them. I try to get them out first, and then if not, I will list it as and note that. This one was in great condition, had been washed, everything was great. And the buyer gave me, I think, a 1-star rating and said I could improve on cleanliness. So I don't know, but anyway. And then unfortunately that was the last item that sold that week because June 11th I had no sales, but it was a decent week. So 13 items in total sold for those 7 days. My gross sales was $258, which was an average sale price of $19.85, which is pretty good for a really short sales week. And my net profit after I took off every cost of goods, all of the fees, everything like that, ended up being $162.40 for those 13 items, which means my average profit was $12.49. So even though it was a really short week, I think my profit was really good. I had a lot of lower cost items sell. And then, like I said, the next week, the 12th through I think the 18th, I had some really good sales. So be on the lookout for that video. If you like this type of content, reseller related, what sold videos, tips and tricks, and haul videos, make sure to hit the subscribe button on your way out and hit that bell notification. That way you're notified when I do put out that amazing sales video. And I hope your sales, if you are a reseller, are doing amazing for June. I haven't really seen a whole lot of a summer slowdown yet. Fingers crossed I won't, but I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video.